Howdy there folks, it's White Lightning. Welcome back to Space Engineers. What you just saw was a time-lapse of me constructing this here gunship behind me, which I will have to say took me a lot longer than I thought, took a lot more resources than I thought, and didn't turn out quite how I expected. I was expecting something a little more nimble, but just I think with the size of what I was going for being able to carry the cargo pods, the cargo pod is over there, don't have it attached anymore, but just for what I was going for there, it turns out it needed to be a little bit bigger, a little bit heavier, a little bit slower of a ship, which, you know, in retrospect, I think is fine with me. I have shields. I don't need to be super nimble to dodge incoming fire. I think this will work. So today I'm going to take it for its first real test flight. I've taken it for a few buzzes around the asteroid here, but I'm going to take it for its first test flight, and we're going to go to the moon and see how it can handle the gravity well of the moon. And then at some point we'll be making a test flight, probably just down the gravity well of the Earth. See, I'll walk you guys through a little bit and turn on my headlights so you can see of what we have going on here. You know, standard double fighter cockpit configuration up front. Gunner, I'm envisioning, will sit up front. Pilot up in back. That's kind of where I've been putting all of my hotkeys for actually flying the thing. We've got on the front here camera, some Gatling guns, and a pair of Mark I batteries, which actually hit pretty hard. Those are pretty solid little guns there. So that's what we'll be running on the front there. You'll notice I've put this wing here on the side, and I've put wings. This is using the wing mod, and by the way, the mod list is posted down in the video description. But this is the wing mod, and this provides lift. Every single wing block you put in when you're flying in atmosphere acts as a little bit of a tiny thruster pushing you up. And so I've got a little bit of a wing block here just to make this side a little more interesting, and I think it does a pretty good job. And will also give us a little more lift, plus the wings up here. So we've got these two big wings, pretty decent wingspan on this thing, and a fair amount of lifting area and surface area. Plus I've got these two little wings back here to give us some more lifting area. And then where possible and where it made sense, I've used, let's see, what have I used? I've used the wing blocks, I think, underneath to give it just a little more of a fill and lifting surface there. So that should work. And then, of course, thrusters plastered all over the thing, because even with all these thrusters, it still doesn't move super light, super nimble. It's a little bit slow to turn and slow down and things like that. I've done the best I could to balance the power. I've got some, I think, 3 or 4 large reactors inside, a couple of large batteries, and then some smaller reactors as kind of backup. But that, and I don't max power when I'm turning around. I get up to at most about 40% power when I'm turning with the ion thrusters. Atmo thrusters will probably be about the same. You can see I've got these pods here on the side with these 2 large Atmo thrusters pointing down. That's for my VTOL capability. I did intentionally sacrifice a bit of maneuverability in atmosphere. That's mostly because I'm planning on atmosphere on relying, at least in part, on the wings, and I'll only go VTOL when I'm coming in for a landing or doing my gunshipy things, you know, like strafing a ground target or something like that. And I, again, don't intend to, I intend to mostly be flying it like an airplane and not like a space engineer ship, if that makes any sense. I'll be flying and relying mostly on wings for most of my in-atmosphere stuff. So I figured I didn't need a ton of thrusters for that kind of flying. Beyond that, though, this is, you know, the cargo area. As you can see, I redesigned it, and it makes a lot more sense and is a lot more compact. I only have, I think, 1 medium cargo container in this ship, plus a couple of connectors, so the cargo space is limited on the ship itself. Again, I'm fine with that. That'll just incentivize me to haul along a cargo pod with this merge block here, and the connector here. Cargo pod, like I say, is over on that landing pad. I had to move it, and it actually got a little bit damaged. Oh, there I go launching myself. Got a little bit damaged in the move. I was in a hurry, and yeah, we're missing some stuff, so I'll have to overhaul that in the future. But for now, for this test flight, we shouldn't need to. We should be okay. Is there anything else I'm forgetting? No, I don't think so. We'll go ahead and hop in, and everything looks good. I'll go ahead and turn on my HUD at least for now. Almost tempted to go take a run at that Vitreous Assault Corvette, but no, I don't think we're ready quite yet. Okay, so everything, I think, checks out. We've got the landing gear are off and unlocked. I'm going to go ahead and hit 9 to unlock my connector. And boom, we take off. I'm liking the responsiveness on the up there. Got a fair amount of up thrust, which is going to be useful. Up thrust sounds kind of strange to be saying. And then, yeah, let's go ahead and head towards the moon. I'm not going to be going super fast because I'm actually going to turn on my jump drive here and hit a jump over to that moon. But yeah, acceleration, not great, not awful. Not the worst ship I've ever flown, for sure. May need to go ahead and tweak and rebalance some things. But with that, let's go ahead and come into our control panel, find the jump drive. Only have one jump drive on this thing, which should be fine, right? And let's find our moon south pole. Yeah, moon south pole is what we need to jump to. So I'll go ahead and actually on the second toolbar here, grab the jump drive. By the way, guys, this ship needs a name. It doesn't have a name. So if you have any ideas as far as names go, feel free to throw those in the comments and I will consider them. I don't really have a good name queued up for me, so for this on my part. So we'll go ahead and initiate our jump, and it'll take us just a few kilometers. Turns out we're closer to the moon than I thought we were. And take us right here to this moon south pole, which is great. I'm going to go ahead and reorient. Oh, and we're already in the gravity well. Great. I'm going to go ahead and reorient and fly over towards the sun. Again, this is mostly a test to see how well we do, to see if this thing is actually able to stay up in at least the quarter gravity or third gravity or whatever it is that the moon has. If so, then I would feel pretty confident. Well, and that'll just mostly be a test of the ion thrusters, of course, right? It's because we're in vacuum. The ion thrusters we're going to be testing today are not going to be relevant to whether or not this thing can stay up and have VTOL capability in atmosphere. But I'm liking how it looks. This just is like the size and shape and handling characteristics of ship that feels right to fly. I had to put a lot of gyroscopes in, which makes sense, right? But it just kind of feels like it works to me. Okay, so we're just gonna take things in here. We're gonna see, and it's looking like I am gonna be able to hover and everything properly here on the surface. Just go ahead and bring things to a stop here, be kind of cautious. And yeah, it looks like we're good. We're almost in the full gravity of the moon, I think a quarter G for the moon. And let's see if I can avoid, I'm gonna take us lower, let's see if I can avoid running this ship into the side of the hill. Again, not super maneuverable, not super responsive, and we're fighting against a quarter G of gravitational pull here. Looks like I'm still able to hover just fine though. So this is great. Yeah, I think it'll work. To quote Anakin when he fires up his pod racer, it's working, it's working. Very good. Okay, and now I can feel pretty good taking things up a little more to speed. And let's just fly. I'm gonna turn my dampers off and just use my up thrust to stay off the ground. Oh yeah, this feels pretty good. Yeah, I'm liking this. It's kind of fun. Flying directly into the sun maybe isn't the best for visibility purposes. Yeah, this isn't quite nap of the Earth flying, but it's nap of the moon flying, right? Yeah, I'm probably not going to be taking this thing through Beggar's Canyon anytime soon. But for what it is, I think it'll work. And it's fun. It's just a fun ship. I like in space engineers making fun ships. And this, to me, is just a fun little ship. So, great. So that works. Perfect. I am really tempted to go take a whack at a cargo ship or something. So let's go ahead and turn around. You can see I've got... Oh, look at that. A defense installation. Oh, and my thrusters are not very good at stopping me when I get over 200 meters per second. I've got a max speed mod installed, of course. I think my max speed right now is like 250 meters per second. So yeah, thrusters not super great at stopping. Again, not the most maneuverable thing, which is perhaps a mistake. Before I go charging in there, let's actually get our guns and everything set up. I have a couple of cameras. I think the third one, which I will rename, is the one for our gun camera, basically. And then let's find our weapons. Yeah, I don't like this. Okay, so let's try the Gatling gun, and then let's try the... yeah, we have a Gatling turret that we can control, the tail turret. That'll work really nice. And then the battery, Mark 1 battery. Yeah, strange, those aren't showing up in the weapons and tools section over here. But we should be okay. Let's switch to our Gatling guns and make sure we're getting fire. Yeah, one of them's out of ammunitions, one of them is not plumbed up properly. We should be able to make it work though. So, all right, let's head in for that defense installation and see if we can mess him up without simultaneously messing ourselves up. That'll be the challenge, right? Is I might just get so into taking the thing out and then you know, not watch my max speed or not watch my speed and run smack dab into the side of a hill or something, which would be less than ideal, right? ISDR beacon, looks like there's a trade station down there. I'm gonna stay mostly in cockpit view for now. Well, maybe not, I don't know. Oh yeah, it's a good looking ship. Now I feel like it's good looking, I feel like it's nice shaped and everything like that. Now I will be repainting it probably, because I'm not in love with the current paint job. I just threw down dark gray battered armor, right? So we'll be repainting it. Again, if you have any ideas for paint schemes, feel free to let me know. Okay, let's go ahead and enter our camera view here. Pan around. Again, I have a mod installed. No surprise that I have mods installed, right? I have a mod installed that gives me the ability to pan cameras, which I think is great. It's a great mod. Okay, and I'm going to switch weapons to Mark 1 batteries. And I'm gonna fire now. Boom! Wow, that did a lot of damage. A lot more than I was expecting, frankly. That's great though, because I just took the thing out. Oh, and there's a... Okay, so this is kind of silly. I've got... let's go ahead and hop out here. So I have a mod installed again, you know, if you had a dime for every time I say that, that adds different turrets, like modded turrets to the AI and NPC ships that spawn in. And so as you can see here, this was probably in the original design supposed to be a small Gatling turret or something, but it has spawned in this massive you know, coil gun or battleship cannon, which is really interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and set this thing down actually. Let's go ahead and turn our landing gear on. These are the extendable landing gear. Again, I have a mod for that. And we're just going to go ahead and land. It's ready to lock, so we are locked to the ground. And I'm going to actually turn my build and repair system. See, I've named it Bar's Ship. I need a better name for this, you guys. Yeah, oh, and I realized all I have with me is this itty-bitty pistol. I also realized that it's very possible that this thing could be booby-trapped, which is concerning. And I don't have a survival kit on here to respawn with. Let's go ahead and lift off, and I actually will. I was gonna like not waste ammo and just grind this thing down, but again, I am worried that there's a warhead buried in there, because sometimes with these ships there is a warhead in there. So let's go ahead and just with the Gatling gun work on this turret just to get it so it's non-functional. Yeah, Gatling gun 3 is out of ammunition. I need to check, make sure things are plumbed correctly. Wow, and am I actually damaging this turret? I don't know, let's switch over to the Mark 1 batteries and test this. Boom. Huh, I don't know. Kinda don't want to waste any more ammunition on it right now, though. So I guess if it's fine, right? And yeah, I don't want to walk up and start grinding it because that seems like it would be dangerous. Let's go ahead and turn on our build and repair system back on. And we can just grind things down. In fact, let's come into that build and repair system, and I'm going to switch the grind priority, which is, that's the weld priority. Here's the grind priority. Controllable gun. Priority up. You go all the way up to the top. And then is there anything else? A controllable block or something like that, or a control block. I'm not seeing it here, but yeah, okay. So now my build and repair system should focus first on blocks that are categorized as controllable gun. So there we go. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and let build. Oh, there goes my. Whoops, jetpack wasn't on. I'm just gonna go ahead and let build and repair go to work here. And just salvage a little bit. I don't need a ton of salvage, and I can't even carry home a bunch of salvage with me. Like I say, only have very limited cargo capacity. But we have taken out our very first pirate defense installation with the little ship here, which again, we need a name for. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, and thanks, you know, as I always say, thanks so much for watching. Hope everybody has a fantastic day. Thanks again.